Welcome to the AllStar podcast, everybody.
Hello, welcome back to the Off the Dome podcast, everybody. How's everybody doing today, man? I hope you guys are doing good. Fucking good weekend, All-Star weekend down and in the books. Wrap that thing up. Interesting stuff going on down there. Got an interesting contract. Juan Soto, that came up. That was big. Shit, man. This dude's turning down a big-time contract. This is a 15-year, $440 million contract he's turning down. That's fucking nuts, dude. I mean, god damn. I could not imagine someone coming to me at, what is he, 23? Dude, he's 23. Coming at me at 23 and going, you give me 15 years of your time, I'll give you $440 million. Fuck, dude. Like, okay. Like, and you say no? You say no? Oh, my God. So now the Nationals are kind of like, well, okay, well, fuck, you don't, like, we're going to make you the highest paid fucking contract. You know what I mean? They're like, yeah, no, we're not about it anymore. So now it's trade rumors coming up. So that was a big thing at the All-Star. They were trying to get something from him. He kind of didn't want to talk about it. You know, just kind of let it be. They have his reasons. I think part of it was being the team's getting ready to sell. That's what I heard. And I guess he just doesn't want to be there. Doesn't want to be a part of it. Obviously, if you're turning that down, that's a lifetime deal. Hey, you're a national. You're our star. You're our Mike Trout. You're our Fernando Tatis Jr. You know, you're our guy, and he's turning it down. That's crazy. He's a cornerstone player. Like, he's gonna become the next big thing for your team. So you're buying the next big star in the league, one of the next up and coming stars. Is what basically it comes down to. If you're an MLB owner, what teams are gonna do that? Well, you know, the big market teams. LA, obviously, he was just there. LA is a big team that comes to mind. They come and play. New York, the New York markets. The Mets, I think, really want to get somebody like him. I think they want a big name like that. The Mets are really trying to go all in. So that's one. And a lot of these teams, they got to have the farm system to give it up because you're going to be giving up a haul. You're going to be giving up a haul for it. And there's obviously lists out there that name some of the teams. But some of the teams at the top, like I was saying, you got like the Mets. They got the Dodgers at 2, Cardinals. The Cardinals are interesting. My Cardinals, that's where I would be excited. I don't see him doing it though. That's the only thing. I truthfully don't think the Cardinals are going to want to pay that much when they already have Goldschmidt and they already have Nolan Arenado. I mean, they have 2 big guys. Are they really going to pay another guy? Yeah, I mean, I understand that they probably should consider it for sure, but I don't see them. Cardinals don't really like to pay big money like that as it is, and to guys like that. It was pretty interesting that they did pull off the Paul Goldschmidt and Nolan Arenado deals because they don't really do that often, and I think pitching's the bigger need for them if anything. They need to look at pitching if they're going to make trades. So I don't know. I'm not saying they're out for sure. I think the other markets make more. Just seem to me like they're going to be the real markets. And the Mariners are on here. I don't know if I buy into that. Padres, I don't know. And to me, LA or New York is what it feels like. That's what it seems like to me. But this is, I mean, you're buying into. Those teams are always in it, but you're buying into be a big play in the future. I mean, you're buying a stake in the future basically because Juan Soto's going to be around. He's really good, and it's a Mike Trout move. This is what MLB. This is how these contracts work in MLB, where you kind of buy into a guy like that now. That's the new wave of where we're moving. That's kind of the future of the MLB, the way I see it. So this is going to be a big move. It's probably going to be a complex, drawn-out thing. I wonder if it gets done at the deadline. That would be interesting to see if that happens, or when does this take place? How long are they going to let this loom around? I know they're going to want the best deal possible because they're giving up a lot. They're going to give up him, and they're going to be bad. They're going to regress not having Juan Soto, of course, naturally. I mean, he's just that kind of a talent. So it'll be interesting what they have to get. They're basically saying we'll take a step back, take a year or two off, develop these guys that we get in this deal, and we'll see if we can get another one, another Juan Soto that wants to stick around. You know what I mean? So that's kind of that's how that's going to work, and it's going to be probably drawn out a little bit to get the right deal. They're going to want to get the best so they don't feel hosed or feel like they didn't get anything out of this deal, because instantly the other team. That's what's interesting, because the other team's instantly getting something. The team that takes all the risks is the team shipping out that commodity, because you don't know what you're going to get. It's just like any other sport. You trade, when the Khalil Mack trade happened, you look at, okay, who they get out of that trade. That's who's going to determine was that a good trade or not, because you're giving up a piece that's in his prime, really good, at a position of need. Damn, I mean, that don't come around that often, and when it does, that's why the Browns did it with Deshaun Watson. It's the nature of the beast. When something like that happens, that puts you on the map. That stamps you. Now whoever team gets him, it's gonna be stamped. They're gonna be damn. I mean, it'll be all right. So it'll be interesting to see who comes up with that bid, basically, and who can give up the best package and where that goes. That's interesting. But as far as the All-Star Game itself, man, the actual All-Star Game, this is crazy. I haven't seen how many times that the AL's won in a row. It's officially now. I see it at 9. I would not have known it was at 8 prior to this. But my whole life growing up, as far as I can remember, I just know the AL's always beat the NL. Like, it's just, as far as I remember, I don't know what causes that difference, that disparity between the two, but it's always been that way, where the AL always seems to come out on top. And then I've heard 9 straight wins. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, that's a fucking wild, dude. Jeez. It's growing up, my whole time growing up, that's basically been that way. That's crazy. Not most. I mean, that's 9 years, but for a while now, that's crazy. I don't know. I don't really get it. Do they even play? I mean, is it played for anything? Wasn't it used to be the winner gets the home field in the World Series? Is that still a thing? Like, what's the deal? It's because no one really complains about the All-Star Game in baseball, whereas the Pro Bowl is never a thing. But I guess it's kind of different because you're not really changing anything up. Where football, you're still hitting, and it's not worth anything. So I can see that, but I don't even know if the All-Star Game has a effect on anything. I thought it used to. I don't know. That could be wrong. But either way, God, it's almost I almost forget about that there is an All-Star Game, just because the AL's won so much. It's like, oh yeah, the AL won. Oh yeah, I didn't even watch it. Oh yeah, I had to go back and watch it because I forgot it was on. And it's like, oh shit, they just win so much. You just got so used to it. But hey, all that mattered, fucking Goldschmidt hit a 2-run homer for the NL. But so did Giancarlo Stanton. He got MVP. Damn, fucking Yankees are on fire, man. This will be interesting. Just kind of put a bow on this MLB. This will be interesting at the break now. The Yankees look really, really fucking good. Dodgers look really good. Both New York teams look pretty good this year. Yankees just look great. They're kind of firing on all cylinders. Judge is at his fucking peak. The Homerun Derby. Something I learned watching this Homerun Derby this year. And I want to say, first off, it was a great fucking nod to have Pujols in that sumbitch. Wasn't that cool? One last One last hoorah. I'm glad he's soaking it all in his last year, being a Cardinal, going back, reminiscing, enjoying it. It's fun. It's fun seeing him out there, and he actually upset Soto. So interesting. Got in there, did his thing. But one thing I did learn from this home run derby is Soto. Hold on. Was Julio Rodriguez. Julio Rodriguez. And I said Juan Soto. He did not upset Juan Soto. Sorry, Pujols. That's what I was confused on. I was like, wait, that didn't sound right. Pujols upset Kyle Schwarber. He lost to Juan Soto. Sorry, That's what I was hung up on that. I'm like, wait, that did not sound. That rolled out. I rolled that out of the tongue. That sound. So, anyways, Julio Rodriguez was a guy I did not hear of. Maybe because he's on the Mariners, Seattle Mariners, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. This year's batting 275, 16 home runs, 52 RBIs. He's only 21. This kid's the future, man. He's another cornerstone piece. He's a Juan Soto piece. And it was interesting to see those two go at it in the Homerun Derby finale. That kid was going off. But he had 31 home runs and 32 in the second round. And I truly had never heard of this guy. And he's a guy that's going to be... I got to watch the Mariners game now. I want to see this guy in action because he seemed like a fucking... just a great player, and I went and looked at his stats, 16 home runs, because he was hitting 31, 32. I'm like, how many home runs does he have? And I know the Mariners are on a fucking just tear. How about the Seattle Mariners? Have not been good, and they flirted with being good a couple times, but a few years ago. But man, they have not been the team that's been there. When King Felix was there, I always thought they were gonna be one of those teams that was gonna do something, but never could. And this guy seems like he could boost Seattle all the way up, man. This guy's a fucking a cornerstone player, like I said, and one of those guys where he's gonna put your team on the map. And look at him; they're fucking tearing it, going at it. I haven't watched any Mariners games, but I just know they've been on a fucking just absolute tear. Was it how many was their win streak? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 win streak going into the All-Star break. That had tied some record or something, I believe. But 14 wins in a row. They've been on a tear. They're really good. And this kid's a just absolute stud. So this is a guy I've kind of got to go check out and watch now because I had no knowledge of this guy. But he really did great in the home run derby and then gassed out in the finale. But yeah, 31 home runs and then 32. Dude, he was fucking going off. Took out Pete Alonso. Pete Alonso was trying to get that three-peat and break old Ken Griffey's record. Couldn't get it done. That would have been interesting. He went for it, though. I got to credit him going out there and do it. But this kid just put it on. Took out Seager, then went after Champ. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see baseball season's getting to where it's starting to mean something now. Everything's starting to add up now. This is the time of year I really love baseball, but so we'll be talking about that a lot more, especially getting down in the playoffs. They're gonna be fun. All that stuff. We'll see what moves get done. See if Soto gets moved. That'll be interesting to see if Soto gets moved before. How will that affect? That could shake up who's got the edge going forward. Because how's Soto been doing? I want to actually. I actually don't want to. I want to know what he's been doing on the year. 250, 20 home runs, 43 RBIs. Like to see that average up a little bit, but having a pretty solid year, really. The average is a little low, but good in home runs and ribbies. Ribbies a little low. Not a bad year though. He's gonna change your team for the good. That's for sure. And you're gonna want that on your roster. But yeah, they'll kind of wrap that MLB up. Like I said, it's gonna be fun going forward. Did have something interesting in NBA with James Harden. He's kind of come out that To me, this comes off as him trying to make himself look good, and I got nothing against James Harden at all. He was a really great player. He obviously took a step back, but I don't know if this is like trying to protect his ego or image or whatever. But kind of said like he went and talked to Daryl Morey about the roster and moving in a contract extension moving forward, or whatever. And they've basically come to a conclusion to do a 1-1 where he's going to get another 1 year, and he's taking a $15 million pay cut. Supposedly takes a pay cut. I don't know if I buy that. What you put on the court last year didn't match your market value. That's why you're not getting a max contract. That's why you're doing this 1-on-1 deal, and that's why you're looking to go down $15 million in pay. Your performance put out there, and now he's coming out saying, "I just want to do whatever it takes. I'm taking $50 million." I went and talked to Daryl Morey, and basically said, "Get the roster. Use the money you need to get the roster, and give me what's left." That's what he said. He's like, "I'll take the table scraps to whatever it is to win a championship." Like, come on. When has that ever been James Harden's MO? Ever? Like, he's always been going around trying to get the max deals. Wants the max deals. Wants to go play. Like, he's been on winning teams, yeah, but he's just been going after max deals. Like, doesn't matter what team I'm on, I want a max deal. Who's going to be the max deal? Rockets. All right, let me go there. You guys want to pay me? I'll go here. He thought he could do that again, leaving the Brooklyn Nets and going to Philly, and they're like, "We're not paying you that." Why would they? Why would you pay, coming off that year, why would you pay James Harden anything even close to what he's asking? I don't know. I don't even want to know what the figure was, but it's not worth it. $15 million pay cut is, yeah, that's where you need to be. Because I just think he came out and put this out here like, "Hey, man, look what I did. This was me." And no one cares. We all saw, like, I hope he does have a little fire under him to get the time. If getting a max contract will motivate him to be his best player, I want to see it. I want him to go back to the old James Harden because it was fun. It's fun to watch him. I'm not going to be rooting for the Philadelphia by any means as a Heat fan. We want to get past them, but you gotta have respect for the game where you want to see those stars be their best. You want to see every player be at their best and see what that looks like. That's what competitive sports are at the end of the day. You want to see the best athlete and the best athlete compete to see who's the best athlete. At the end of the day, that's sports in a nutshell. It's every sport you can define it that way. Whether it's a team, it can be teams, multiple people coming together with the same thing, same common goal, or it could just be individual sports. Whichever it is, that's what the main goal is. And it's what you want to see. It's what you watch. It's what makes it worth watching. So, I hope that does motivate him. But let's be honest here. I think that the 76ers kind of said, "Yeah, we're not paying you all that, dude. Come on now. You gotta have some. Gotta take some responsibility for not playing their best there since arriving there. It is what it is." Joel Embiid gave everything in that playoffs, and he was kind of. So hoping for the best there. So, story about my Falcons here. If this is a sign of the year to come, I'm nervous. We did have good news. We did sign Desmond Ridder, our rookie QB. Got his 4-year rookie contract done. But we recently signed Eddie Goldman, the D tackle from the Chicago Bears. Signed him to a 1-year deal. He has then announced his retirement from the NFL, so he is now not going to be playing this year. And he had a pretty solid career in Chicago on that defense. He's just a big. Every Chicago fan knows Eddie Goldman. They know what he brought to the table, to that organization. And it's crazy to see him. He's only 28 years old, retiring this early. I was really excited to have him in Atlanta just because I thought he was a really good piece against Grady Jarrett, where Eddie could be the plug guy that is worried about the run and also taking pressure off of Grady Jarrett and allowing Grady Jarrett to be the rush guy, because Grady Jarrett's a really good rush D tackle. He's like an Aaron Donald, not on that level by any means, but he is that kind of style where he is a really good rusher of the quarterback. He will blow up a run play. Don't get me wrong. He does it it's almost like once a game. He gets just a one-time thing where he just blows a play up. Easily just once a game. And he's never had a good running mate at the D tackle spot. So really, or edge. So I would have liked to see Eddie Goldman. I was really excited about that. He was coming in on his prime, 28 years old. Yeah, that's your prime. I'd say until 32. Once you hit 31, 32 at most positions, you're out of your prime. But 28 years old, I think he's in his prime. That sucks to see that. He was a great player for Chicago. What was his stats? He ended up 175 combined tackles, 13 sacks. He just every Chicago fan knows about Eddie Goldman, what he was brought to the table. So I just hope that's not a sign, like a bad omen to the season. Like, yeah, your season started with Eddie Goldman retiring. He went to camp and was like, "This ain't me. This ain't it, dude." So you hope that's not it. But sucks to see Eddie Goldman retire so early, but he had a solid career in Chicago. That would have been amazing. No. So Jimmy G. Still waiting on Garoppolo, and this is interesting to me because I don't understand if he gets traded. Obviously, he's not Is he starting for a team right away? Because he's going to be getting here pretty late now. He's not expected to be cleared fully till mid-August, and teams want to see him throw. Teams want to see him be able to throw specifically deep balls, they said, not just one, but to consistently get reps and be able to do it like if it was practice and be able to just keep throwing. So by mid-August, man, you're really cutting it close there. And I don't know if is there still, what's the move? Is Seattle the only play? And is San Francisco really going to trade Jimmy G in the division? I mean, unless they just say, you know what, he's his talent, we're not scared of him. Here you go. I don't know if I like that move. I wouldn't ship him to Seattle. But who's taking him? I don't know if nobody else is in the market for a quarterback. What are the Browns going to sign him? The Browns trade for him and he fills in for Deshaun. That would be interesting. So this will be I don't know, we're going to see what happens here with this because it's going to be late and then not many teams are looking for quarterbacks. So where does he fit? I want to know where Jimmy G's going to end up landing because is there an option? Has the 49ers said, you know what, yeah, we're definitely not keeping him. We're getting rid of him. Like, is that or is that not a thing? Because that would be an interesting one to see there. Also, okay, so college football. We haven't talked much college football coming up. We'll get that first. That's going to be exciting in its own right. But an interesting note with college football now, these teams moving. We just had another team, USC and UCLA, is going to be moving to the Big Ten now, which to me feels so weird. It feels so weird that they're leaving the Pac-12 and coming to the Big Ten. I don't like the weird connection with you're going to have California schools, so now schools have to go from the Midwest, Illinois, Iowa, Michigan. They're all going out to California or vice versa. I mean, well, what is that? What is that? That's not even like regionally close. That's a weird move to me. But they're not going to be eligible till 2024. And then before that, we also had, that was the most recent move. Now, before that move, we had Texas and Oklahoma. They're coming to the SEC. And going through this, I didn't realize that the Big 12 added BYU, Cincinnati, Houston, UCF. All these schools realigning and removing. It's just so weird. I mean, some of them can make sense. But Texas and Oklahoma going to the SEC, that's going to be interesting. SEC is just going to be pounding on each other, man. So it's almost, we're just going to have like just three juggernaut conferences at this point. I mean, they're shrinking. Power 5 is shrinking. Is that good? It's just weird to me that how this is all unfolding. And yet they can do this, yet they can't expand the college football playoff. They would benefit from having more playoff games. More meaningful games gets more viewers. Why wouldn't you want more meaningful games like that? Or something's on the line. That's what doesn't make any sense to me. But I think a 6 or 8 or whatever you get it to, more than just the 4 teams get in. That's what's always been so annoying about college football is it was before just the top 2. So that's obnoxious. And then now you're up to 4 and you got a playoff. Cool. Expand it a little bit. I mean, come on. Match it to like an NFL playoff or something. You don't have to have wild cards or anything, but get something in there like that. And they should do that. But they're just consuming all these schools and all these different conferences. This is going to be interesting now. Both lining up at 2024 is what they're looking like, that these schools will be moved over there. So by then they'll be integrated and we'll have Texas versus Vanderbilt or Texas versus Florida, Oklahoma and Alabama, and UCLA and Iowa. I mean, this can be Penn State versus USC. This will be interesting. I don't know if I'm really there for the shakeups like this, but I don't know. That just seems, some of them can make sense to me proximity wise, but what the hell's wrong with the Pac-12 that they said, yeah, we're out of here. You know what I mean? Just keep it a regional thing. It's just like the Wild West in college football. All these guys getting paid, which they should, definitely should. But that's the one good thing. They're at least getting paid for what they should be. And then, but all this other stuff, these schools moving around and shifting, it just gets. We'll see how that goes. For me, on the college football level, I want the playoff expanded. I think it would benefit a lot to get more teams and meaningful games, get more eyes. Not that they have a problem with getting eyes, but that's what their business they're in, is getting viewership. So with that, guys, I think we will wrap things up. Glad to be with y'all, like always. Hope y'all have a wonderful rest of the day. Shout out to you guys. Love y'all guys. Peace.